Yeah, talking freedom and liberation. Worldwide, not just only for the nation. A radical guide, it's time to make changes. Bringing interviews and radical education. Yeah, a better future.
Welcome to a special edition of A Radical Podast. I'm Jason Bayless, and today we shift our usual format to spotlight a symphony of dissent and the rhythm of resistance through the music of Hukbong Lumpen. This band, with their socio-political roots deeply entrenched in the rich soil of the Philippines, embodies the confluence of blues and anarchist thought, crafting a sound that's as soul-stirring as it is subversive. For those who find solace and strength in the solidarity of songs, today's episode is an invocation, a call to tune in to the frequencies of change. Hukbong Lumpen isn't merely about music, it's a movement. Each track a testament to the power of the people and their perpetual struggle against systemic oppression. From the heart-wrenching pleas of the Mangyan people in the song Mina de Oro to the searing critique of systemic abuse in SAP, Serve and Protect, they are here to share the melodies of their mission and the beats of their battle for a world that upholds justice, equity, and ecological harmony. With us today are the members, Jack Castillo on guitars, Jagila on guitars, Roxanne Gila on vocals. Sadly, Mighty O'Donio, who is also on vocals, Arvin Laurels on drums, and Zaid Opal on bass, cannot be with us today. Welcome, Ja, Roxanne, and Jack. It's fantastic to have you with us.
Let's go!
Let's journey into a core element woven through the fabric of your music. Your band stands out with its potent mix of blues and an underlying current of anarchist thought. Could you walk us through the inception of the band? What sparked the flame that ignited this powerful confluence of music and message?
So, as one of the creator of Pirate Studio, which is an autonomous space that promotes revolutionary analysis and perspective, I do believe that music is a revolutionary tool, and it can bring radical awareness and consciousness about socio-political and even in ecological issues. I originally invited Mighty to join me in forming this band, and then from there he made a Facebook post looking for a bassist and drummer, to which Zaid and Arvin respond. And then I invite Roxanne to be part of the band, and Arvin also invite Jack to be one of the guitarists of this band.
I love how radical thoughts can bring people together. Thanks for sharing. I also find it truly fascinating how historical movements and personal passions can ignite such a vibrant tapestry of sound and fury. Blues, historically, has been a genre born from the depths of disenfranchisement and the heights of resilience. How does the blues, this deeply emotive and raw genre, serve as a vessel for your anarchist perspectives?
For me, any type of music can be a vessel for what we believe in and what we want to convey. But we chose the blues because, as you said, it's a deeply emotive and raw genre, which is perfect since we want to stir people's emotions and consciousness.
Well, I believe that blues has helped us to be able to communicate our messages to our listeners better. Personally, when I sing our songs, I'd like them to feel the pain, discomfort, the sadness, because truly, what's happening in our society and in our world in general is a very, very painful experience.
You do an excellent job of stirring people's emotions and consciousness. When I watched your live performance online, if I remember correctly, it was a performance at a Food Not Bombs event. I could see the audience's powerful connection to your music and message as they sang along. The balance between artistry and activism is a delicate dance. Your songs are charged with intention. They are anthems that demand justice and sing of solidarity. How do you navigate this space between creating art for art's sake and forging music as a tool for social change?
For us, music is intended to bring changes, and our art is intended to disturb people's awareness.
The impact of music on societal consciousness can't be overstated. As the band has grown in voice and volume, what shifts have you witnessed as a result of your music? In the heart of the Philippines and beyond its shores, what ripples do you intend to create, or have you noticed already emanating from your resonant chords and candid lyrics?
Um, Actually, most of our audience is made up of people from the punk scene, and when they hear our music and the lyrics, it made them realize that um, activism can be conveyed through a different genre, not just punk.
The insights you've shared today peel back the curtain on the realities faced by those who dare to dream of a different world, a world where the blues is not just a genre, but a clarion call for liberation and ecological stewardship. Hukbong Lumpen's tapestry of tunes, textured with the authentic strands of struggle and resistance, is as impactful as it is instrumental in the global narrative of dissent. With this deep dive into your foundation and fervor, we've set the stage for a closer examination of each song, stories set to sound that are as compelling as they are catalytic. Stay with us, as in the next segment, and we'll explore the specific tales and truths each track tells.
A radical guide, that's what this is. Highlighting the diverse world of resistance.
As we navigate the sound and substance of your self-titled LP, let's turn our attention to Mina de Oro, a track that resonates deeply with the ongoing environmental struggle of the Mangyan people on Mindoro Island. The music does more than tell a story. It echoes the heartbeat of a community under siege. What can you share about the bond between your music and the Mangyan community? Additionally, how do you envision your music as a force for environmental justice?
As an individual that also grew up in the island of Mindoro and witnessed how Mangyan tribe was discriminated by lowlanders and how corporations destroy their ancestral domain through mining and illegal logging, I feel it is my obligation to spread the words what's really happening in Mangyan's community. Oppression, land grabbing is happening, and they are victims of this thing we call industrial civilization that brings destruction to every native land around the world. And how ironic we call them primitive and we are civilized when the progress we thought was a genocide to every indigenous people's lives and land. So, aside from writing about what's happening in our environment, we would like to write a song using the analysis of deep ecology that criticize industrial civilization.
Let's immerse ourselves in melodies and lyrics encapsulating this struggle. Mina de Oro is coming up.
Sa kanan kinalis kisa ng gubat, sa kaliway bilungkan lang mundo, sa likod na nangyayari nangangamba ang mamamayan. Sa hinaharap di malayong lumubog aking bayan. Bawat ugong na makilang umukay, mapayapat masadya na ngayon parang bangay, dahil yamang likas na para sa lahat. Dayuhang tagamina ang umaangkin, dambuhan namin lahang nakapasok sa bakuran namin. Oh, oh, mina de oh, oh. Naririnig niyo pa ang sigaw ng aming tribo. Oh, oh, mina de oh, oh. Dinggin konsensya mo. Bulag sa pangyayari sa paligid mo. Oh, oh, mina de oro. Naririnig niyo ba ang sigaw ng aming tribo? Mga kapatid kong mangyan, napayapang nabubuhay sa inyong kabundukan, kung saan ito ang inyong pasyalat paaralan, palengke at palaruan, pati tahanan. Bitukan ninyo'y nakadugtong sa lupain ng inyong mga ninuno noon pa man. Sigaw ng damdamin, sa langit paabutin, sa lupang tinutuntungan, at tayo'y kumilos din. Sigaw ng damdamin, sa langit paabutin, sa lupang tinutuntungan, tayo'y kumilos din. Kumilos din. Kumilos din. Kumilos din. Oh, oh. Nilalapastangan ng kalikasan, parang kutsilyo nakatutok sa aking lalamunan. Pagyurak sa aming karapatan, pulgar at malawakan. Tawag ng panahon ay lumaban. Tawag ng ating panahon, tayo ay lumaban. Ang tawag ng ating panahon, tayo ay lumaban. Ang tawag ng ating panahon, tayo ay lumaban. Oh, oh, mina de oro. Naririnig niyo ba ang sigaw ng aming tribo? Oh, oh, mina de oro. Tingin niyo ang sigaw ng aming tribo.
Returning from the stirring notes of Mina de Oro, we progress to SAP, Serve and Protect. This track is your artistic counterpunch to the abuse of power, a reaction to the harrowing tragedy that befell Frank and Sonia Gregorio. For our listeners not familiar with this incident, it involved an off-duty police officer in the Philippines who fatally shot the two victims over a personal dispute. How did this specific event propel you to write SAP?
So it was originally a poem made to critique any form of authority, particularly those of the police. We believe that abuse to power is always available, especially if the system is hierarchical. That's why at the end of that song, our call is to abolish the state.
Well, when Ja presented me the draft lyrics for this song, I already envisioned for it to be more than just the incident that inspired this song. Honestly, there are just so many incidents involving police brutality which is not covered by the media. It's not widespread. Unlike this very particular event, it was heavily widespread through social media, and that's why people were enraged. And that rage became the very heart of the song.
Before we dive into the song, let's explore further. How does SAP serve as an auditory mirror to society, holding institutions accountable through its verses?
Well, in the song Sap, there are only a few lines, a few verses, but what we want to convey is that the police, people, especially the police, should not be above the law. They should be held accountable for their actions. Like, they can't just go around killing people and not be held accountable for that.
As of the moment, no major feedback, especially from the institution being called out, has been received by the band yet. But most of our network agree with what the song is about.
It's time we lend our ears to the song SAP, Serve and Protect, and let the music communicate where words fall short.
Kay bilis, may pagmamalabis, apat na putok, dalawang buhay. Pinahiram, bulong sa kapangyarihan, apat na putok, dalawang buhay. Mamamayan, hinulma ng takot at itunay na pinagsisisihan. Apat na putok,
We just heard SAP, Serve and Protect. Now let's move on to the next song on your self-titled LP, 24/7. This song highlights the pervasive issue of involuntary hunger, a term you've coined that encapsulates a form of persistent economic injustice. It's a term that might be new to some listeners, so could you shed light on this concept?
And it's more about trying to make ends meet, trying to survive with all the economic injustice happening, especially here in the Philippines.
And what stories have fueled the lyrical journey of 24/7, the tales that lie beneath the rhythm and rhyme?
I had draft lyrics from way before the band has formed, and I presented to the group, and we formed the melody, changed some part of the lyrics to better convey our message.
Yeah, I remember when Ja presented me the original lyrics, and when we were already forming the melody, forming the song. I wanted to add something more, and the idea came to us when we were well, came to me personally when Mighty, Zaid, Ja, and I were watching a short film by a Filipino director. The film was Tarang, or Life's Pedal. It was a story about a pedicab driver and his wife, who is a prostitute. The events in the film were just too realistic, and it was so heartbreaking. Imagine you're up almost 24 hours, 7 days a week, so that you could earn your month's rent, just so you could bring food to your hungry child, just so you could survive the day without a growling stomach. It comes to the point that you have to sell your own dignity just so that your family could eat for that day. And it made me think, is this really what a person's dignity is worth? Just 3 cups of rice and some measly viand?
The struggles that 24/7 brings to life await us. Here's the song, 24/7.
Sa Kumayod may laging salat, hustisya'y di mahagilap sa bayanihan. Wala pa ang araw, simula na sa pagtitinda, pandesal, taho at puto, higit sigarilyo, pagsapit naman ang dilim, ang sigaw ng mamay.
Balot, Penoy, buhay namin ay binababoy.
Walang pahinga, gabi man o umaga, para maglaban sa nagmumurang sikmura. Lahat kinalakal, bakal, bote at turi. At masakit mamatay ng dilat, kumayod may laging salat, hustisya'y di mahagilap sa bayanihan.
After the resonating message of 24/7, we turn to the song Deaf Ed, a critique of an education system that often fails to nurture genuine talent or address the needs of the many. What is your opinion of the current educational landscape, and how do you visualize an ideal education model?
I used to teach college kids. I also have relatives who are teachers. So, coming from experience, I can say that our current education system is results based, meaning the level of the education of the nation is based on its passing rate. So, regardless of whether the students learn properly or not, we have to pass them, or else it's us who suffer the consequences.
Well, with that being said, an ideal educational model is not centralized. It's not focused on competition but promotes mutual cooperation and acknowledges the differences of each individual and what kind of learners they are.
As you highlighted, Deaf Ed calls for a major change in the education system, which is focused only on grades, not skills. The song also challenges the major downplaying of the contribution of the tribesmen and women to the rich culture and history of the country. Your music, there's a vivid tapestry of history and cultural richness. How do you integrate the heritage of tribal communities into your artistic expression?
Well, Philippines has a long history of being colonized that its citizens forgot who we once were. We have plans to use traditional instruments or at least incorporate them into our music, specifically the hegalong. This is a boat lute which came from the Tibuli tribe.
With these thoughts in mind, let's experience Deaf Ed and consider its message on education and cultural acknowledgement.
Paano nangyari na ang nanay o tatay ko ang kailangang sa akin magturo ng dapat na galing sa iyo? may trabahong kailangan nilang tutukan. Daing ng kapitbahay, paano tuturuan si Jamay? Di makaunawa ng Ingles si inay. Ang grades ko ay patay. Hindi naman lahat nakatungtong sa paaralan. No read, no write dahil sa kahirapan. Di ko Di ko, hindi ko na maisip. Paano na nga ba ang kinabukasan ng mga kabataan sa kasalukuyan? Mga mag-aaral at guro, parehong biktima ng dekahon na turo. Di ko maisip. Di ko, hindi ko na maisip. Kurikulum mo ay tungkol sa kompetisyon. Sistemang kapital ang merong bendisyon. Pinapahimbing ang aming kamalayan. Pinipigilan ang kritikal na kaisipan. Kung edukasyon ang sagot sa kahirapan, bakit edukado ang nagnanakaw sa kaban ng bayan? Dead, are you there? You can see the evidence. Dead, abolish centralized education.
Lastly, Balota Nga offers a satirical lens through which to view the intricate world of Philippine politics. It's a word pun for balota, ballot, and tanga, stupid. Can you unfold the narrative that led to the creation of this song?
This song, it was written actually in preparation for the upcoming elections here in the Philippines. We wrote this song a few months before the allowed period for election campaign. The traditional politicians have already plastered their faces everywhere, posters everywhere, making their way into each Filipino household. They use social media, they drive around blasting their theme musics, making their presence known.
I personally do not believe in elections and that people should boycott it. For me, election is a tool of the current system to maintain their power and status quo.
Seasonal superheroes. That's what we thought about these politicians. They only promise to help you and save you during campaign period. But when they're already in their seat of power, they forget that you even exist. Well, that time, I remember it was a crazy election period. People were really fighting over their selected candidates.
In your view, what does starting a personal revolution entail, and how do you portray this through your music?
Um, there will be no large scale revolution if there are no scale revolution. That's why, on my personal perspective, or from my perspective, personal revolution always start at home or in your kitchen. For me, if music starts to disturb you or make you feel uncomfortable enough for you to take action about what's happening in our society, then music has done its job. And that's why we always strive to not just tell stories through our music, but to make sure that the listener will feel raw emotion as well.
As we prepare to spin Balota Nya, let's reflect on the transformative journey it invites us on.
Nandirito na naman sila, sumisigaw-sigaw pa, nangangako na babaguhin ang buhay mo. Santo sa harap ng kamera, yumayakap at kumakamay pa, puro pekeng ngiti naman ang pinapakita. Mga seasonal na superhero, na scripted ang mga pangako, orchestrated ang mga galaw, wag kang papaloko. Ngayon lang sila aktibo, nanlilimos kasi ng boto, kailangan nila kasi ito sa Mayo. Kasya ba? Kasya ba? Kasya ba ang pangarap mo sa balota? Kahit san ka man tumingin, ang hirap pa ring lunukin, ang katotohanan tayo'y inaalipin. Magkakaiba man ang mukha, magkakaiba man ang kulay, sila ay nasa iisang barya, hangad kapangyarihan. Mga seasonal na superhero, na scripted ang mga pangako, orchestrated ang mga galaw, wag kang papaloko. sa Mayo. Kasya ba? Kasya ba? Kasya bang pangarap mo sa balota? Ngayong darating na botohan, huwag niyo sanang kalilimutan na kayo ay aming naambunan ng kapirasong biyaya ng halalan. Sa halagang 500, binibili namin ng inyong kinabukasan. Inuuto namin kayo ng harap-harapan, kayong mga bobong nagbubulag-bulagan. Malaki ang aming naging puhunan, kaya boto nyo ay aming babantayan. Dahil kami ay mga puppet ng mga gahaman, interes nila ang dapat unahin kesa sa mga mamamayan. Kailan pa ba tayo matututo? Iaasa sa iba ang pagbabago, naniniwala sa mapagpanggap na demokratiko. Laging idol ang politiko, bulag sa mga kamalian ito. Pinagtatanggol kahit sila ay obvious na mga trapo. Kasya ba? Kasya ba? Kasya bang pangarap mo sa balota? Kasya ba? Kasya ba? Kasya bang pangarap mo sa balota? Kapitalismo, imperialismo, binabakapan ng Estado. Revolution, hindi election. Tara, simulan mo na sa kusina ngayon!
Having journeyed through the auditory landscape of Hukbong Lumpen's self-titled LP, it's evident that each track doesn't just vibrate with melody, it pulses with purpose. This music doesn't simply fill the air, it fuels the fire for change, bridging personal awakening to collective action. Thank you for sharing your stories and your stirring music with us.
Radical education, yeah, a better future, what we really need, not rooted in capitalism or supremacy.
As we continue our exploration today, we pivot to a broader view. Your music paints a vivid picture of resistance, aligning with a storied history of social struggle within the Philippines. How do you perceive your music as part of this larger tapestry of defiance and dissent?
We want to see our music as an eye-opener to every social or ecological and political issue. And we want to see our music that helps individuals to be more critical and to have a radical and deep analysis that challenges a dominant system and culture and to decide to take action.
As you mentioned, music is often a unifying thread in the global fabric of resistance. From the environmental battles on Mindoro Island to the streets where global protests for social justice take root, there's a resonance that transcends borders. How do you connect your local struggles within the Philippines to these worldwide movements?
Mining, environmental destruction, social and economic injustice, and abuse to power. It doesn't really differ whether it's in the Philippines or not. Everywhere else in the world experience what we experience here, and usually developing or third world countries are always victims of Western and European countries, particularly when it comes to exploitation of our natural resources. That's why our music may be in our local language, but what we're trying to express transcends language barriers.
This conversation highlights the undeniable power of music as a catalyst for change, a voice for the voiceless, and a rallying cry that connects the local to the global. Your reflections today deepen our appreciation not only for the specific tracks we've discussed, but also for the enduring spirit of resistance that moves through your music and links arms with activists across the globe. Listeners, as we contemplate these connections, let's recognize the shared heartbeat of these movements, pulsating through the chords and the choruses that inspire us to look beyond our immediate surroundings and see ourselves as part of a larger struggle for a just and sustainable world.
Let's go.
As we draw this episode to a close, my gratitude goes out to Hukbong Lumpen for their incredible contributions to the dialogue on social resistance through the universal language of music. Your tracks are more than melodies, they're anthems for advocacy and instruments of inspiration. To all of our listeners, today we've traversed a soundscape where each chord strikes a note of action and every lyric underlines a message of hope and change. Hukbong Lumpen's music stands as a beacon for those who use art to make a stand, to advocate for a world where justice and equity are not just ideals, but realities. You can immerse yourself in the music we explored today on Spotify. Listen, reflect, and let the power of their music resonate with your spirit. And if you're moved to own a piece of this revolution, visit A Radical Guide, where you can purchase and download the album. You'll find all the links you need in the show notes. Supporting Hukbong Lumpen means amplifying the voices that sing for change. Share their sound, attend their gigs, and let their music echo through the halls of your daily life. Engage with the movement they're scoring, one where every note is a step towards collective liberation. Remember, each of us has a role to play in the symphony of social resistance. Carry the essence of today's episode with you as you enter the world. Engage, discuss, and take action in solidarity with the causes you've heard today. This is Jason Bayless, and you've been listening to A Radical Podast. Until next time, keep the flame of activism burning and let the music of revolution be the soundtrack to your journey. Stay informed, stay inspired, and take part in the movement for a just world.
Yeah, talking freedom and liberation. Worldwide, not just only for the nation. A radical guide, it's time to make changes. Bringing interviews and radical education. Yeah, a better future, what we really need. Not rooted in capitalism or supremacy. Yeah, trust, you don't want to miss it. We bring the truth right to you, the past, present, and future. Let's go. A radical guide, that's what this is. Highlighting the diverse world of resistance. Let's go.